Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good night. I just figured I'd go for a little walk and talk to people real quick. I um, I guess Trump is doing his little live speech right now, uh, and I've been listening to it. I don't know if I'm not sure if it was a live recording or if he's actually live right now. I think he's live because multiple stations were playing it. But whatever the case may be, when I listen to Trump talk, and people can't accuse me of just coming at one side because I've told people how I feel about this situation, but whenever I hear Trump talk, he's not really saying anything of significance. He's saying hot terms or key phrases, what I like to call them. And when he says those key phrases, it's like the crowd goes, oh, or the crowd will go, boo. And the thing is, there is a lot going on with the actual political structure and system with America right now. And a lot of people are trying to come out and speak out about it, you know what I mean? Because in all truthfulness and honesty, the way things are going right now and the way things are set up, if somebody doesn't legit try to fix the system, inflation is going to keep going higher and higher, and it's going to fractal into a worse situation until it's fixed. Because if you really pay attention, greed causes inflation. And what I mean is, you have different people that try to create a system where people have to have more money and need more resources when originally it wasn't necessary. And so I'm hearing Trump speak at these conventions, and the people that advocate for him, and they're creating this term I like to call lynch mobs. Man, they're trying to create fiery mobs to attack certain groups, because I don't understand why Trump continually keeps saying we're going to keep the immigrants out. We're going to fight the immigrants, fight immigrants. When he says those types of things, it causes people to go then behave like that. If When I go into different chats and when I go into different forums or blogs or whatever, if it's a political blog or a religious blog, a lot of times people are talking in a fanatical way. Like, instead of just having a normal conversation with people, they'll fight back and forth. They'll use aggressive terms to try to attack people. They'll say things like Trump's going to win, Biden is this, or they'll say Biden's going to win and Trump is this. It's like a big system of people fighting each other to keep people trapped in a web where they're getting destroyed by those concepts. And so, like I keep telling people, I hear Trump speaking right now in this live speech or whatever day. I don't know if they're replicating a live video, but he just keeps saying, we're going to go for the commies, and we're going to go for the immigrants, and we're going to get all these people. And it's like, bro, that's creating a system where people hear that type of language and then they think to go attack those types of things. Because you can't just say, all he says they're doing immigrant crime bills. And I've shared these crime statistics. So I don't know why people are even still bothering with this immigrant stuff. Immigrants are not committing crimes like other people are, the way the news is trying to perpetuate. And every time conservative groups talk about things like the gays are evil, or immigrants are bad, or the African Americans this and that in their communities, they're creating people that take this programming in, and then those people are steadily going and attacking those other kind of people. I said it before, it's not just politics, religion does this. Different channels like God Logic and that Sam guy, Prince, Christian Prince, he ends up creating a legion of people. You can read their chats, and their children will be their judges. They start saying stuff like Dullahs and dumb Abduls, you dumb pigs and stuff. And it's like, you don't want to, why would a Christian want to perpetuate that type of image? Why would somebody who's supposed to be political and advocating for America want Americans to seem violent and foolish and mental like that? A true American wouldn't. That's why I say I think you guys have to pay attention. A lot of times online, there's something like when they say like voter fraud and Russian collusion. First of all, Russia is not worried about America right now. They are working with China and Africa. So what I'm saying is they're creating narratives to get into people's heads. I'm telling you they are. And that's why when you float above all these concepts and you rise above all this foolishness and kind of look down at it, you can understand what's happening. They're basically programming people to try to behave a certain type of way so that they can control society to where these people hate these people, hate these people, hate these people, while the people with actual control hold the power and the money and are living good. It's simply just like that. You know what I mean? Because when you look at these political opponents and what they're saying to each other, if they were in a church or something, or if they were in a fancy building or a fancy function, you think they would be saying stuff like that, talking about each of the people in the function that way? But now you're dealing with politics and we're bashing each other like that. It's creating people that start bashing each other. And I'm telling people over and over again, when people when people create groups to hate other groups, what's happening, fam? When people create groups to hate other groups, those groups then fight in war. Plain and simple. I don't care what the concept is. You can shed light on something, but the way the psychological warfare and the way people use it is dangerous, and it causes people to hate each other. And so I'm just trying to, like, okay, I'll give you an example. Trump. I'm thankful that dude is okay. But what I'm saying is right after, dudes all over the place talking and still doing stuff. And it's like, why? What? I'm gonna just give you a piece of my heart. If something like that happened, I would be trying to. I don't even know. Me personally, I can't fathom why that man is still doing what he's doing. But at the same time, I'm not him. So all I can do is watch and see how people behave and know what to and not to do. You know what I mean? Because all things are for edification. I tell people over and over again, people, I mean, I can understand people's anger for somebody who's a bad ruler, leader, or a dictator, but that bad person teaches us how to be good people by not being like them, if that makes sense. It's like edification and knowledge and wisdom to make us better people. So I just want to talk a little bit about Trump because I feel like he's playing a dangerous game. If you listen to this man's speeches and stuff, all he continually says is immigrants are bad and immigrants are going to commit crime, and the black community and the all that he keeps talking about commies. I'm gonna explain to you why when they use the word commie, it doesn't make sense. The Soviet Union had its problems, but it was trying to stay away from Europe. The reason it was trying to stay away from Europe is because Europe was doing a bunch with religion. It's called the Middle Ages, the Mid Ages, medieval. When they were doing that, they spread these stories about, first of all, they spread it throughout the world. They spread it to the Mongols with Prester John. They spread it to Ethiopia looking for Prester John and John the Baptist and all these Johns and stuff. So then the Mongol invasion happened, and then all these civil wars in Africa happened. And so I'm bringing that up to say it's like a bunch of civil unrest over and over in each generation from people creating wars and factions. First it was religion, now they're using government and politics. And it seems to be fractaling over and over and over again. And so that's why I tell people, have your beliefs, have what you believe in, but I suggest people start learning accountability and being kind. When I say that, I just mean a lot of people are really rude to each other and mean to each other without cause. And even if there is cause, I mean, that's for one's cell phone to heal from, not other people to go attack with, you know what I mean? And so that's why I'm just trying to teach people to the best of my ability that it's better to be friends and build and grow and help each other than to want to attack somebody. And so even in terms of religion, you know what I mean? I talk about politics now in this video because Trump is creating a lot of angry people. And I'm warning people at every step of the way. I mean, even if people want to advocate for Trump, a lot of what he's saying doesn't make sense. Because first of all, I told you all in history, Russia was fighting Germany and Europe because they was doing a bunch of crazy stuff throughout history. Then in the time of World War II and all this was going on, the Soviets was fighting Germany and all them, trying to keep that stuff out of Russia. The Chinese were too. So now in this day and age, the United States owes out $7 trillion and almost $1 trillion to China. But at the same time, talking about commie Russia and China, that doesn't make sense. If they were commies, they wouldn't loan you money and help you. Not you viewers. I mean, the United States. Sorry. Sometimes when you is said, it can feel like the viewer feels like I'm talking about them, but I'm simply talking about world politics and how Americans are using power to hurt other people sometimes. I keep telling people when I do history and learn about the civil rights and all that, it's true. There was Caucasians, there was homosexuals, there was African American. It was all different colors. Something I wanted to talk to people about too. Did you know that the Caucasians in Canada, there are indigenous Caucasians in different lands and they don't tell people this? There are indigenous Canadian Caucasians before the French and the French Canadian rule and before Europe showed up. There are indigenous Asians in South America and Australia. So I'm gonna give you guys a concept real quick. Semitic simply means semi. If you pay attention to the word, the beginning of the word is semi. You have African and then you have European or Caucasian. And so the thing is, when you mix those two together, you get Asian, yellow. That's what I like to call it. So then what you're basically having is a bunch of Africans and Caucasians come together to make Semitic people or Asian people, but they're all over the world. They're not just in one location. And that's where a lot of times the confusion sets forth. Because when they make it seem like Asians only come from Asia, that's confusion because they're all over the world. I hear dogs. I'm not a huge dog person. But so yeah, I just want to put that out there. There are all types of people ever. Actually, if you guys do research, there was Denisovans and Neanderthals too. And I was transliterating words and looking at stuff. And I think Nephilim. I think they were talking about the Neanderthals and switched it through Nephilim through translation. So I'm not saying Neanderthals were gods. I'm saying I think they were up north, like ice people. When I say ice people, I'm not talking about the ice wall and all that. I'm saying like Vikings, super high north, people that lived in caves for real and stuff. There's a bunch of documented history about these people, and they found a bunch of archaeological findings about them. And so then you have Denisovans. That was the ancient Asiatic people. They come from over by like China, Asia, like where the current Asia is, China and stuff like that. But I have to do more research on that. I would suggest people to research on their own with Neanderthals and Denisovans. But they have found 21 species of humans. And so like I tell people, we're still worried about race and stuff, but there were different species of humans. And we really haven't explored the entire earth. And so you never know what we find over time, especially through genetics. And so that's why I tell people it's good to be friends with others and build each other's nations up, because that's how you get utopia. All this fighting about, I'll go into a chat and they're pro-Trump and they're talking about Kamala Toe and calling her names and stuff. And I think to myself, what grown man in his grown mind sitting behind a computer chair in a world where they could be doing anything says stuff like that? I don't understand it. I can't fathom it. And so to me, I know it's a lot of characters and silly people out in the world. And so I tell people, education, learning, try to get your own knowledge if you can. And I would base it on what's real and let it flow with reality. There's a lot of foolishness in politics. I know my videos probably not really seen by, my videos probably aren't seen by too many people because I'm a new YouTuber. But as many people that I do find and see, I basically tell them to find oneself. And when I say that, let me explain something real quick. People, a lot of times you'll hear them saying, what's people in like Matrix cosplay, and a lot of times philosophical cosplay, you'll hear them saying like, what's the code? What's the code? What's the covenant? What's all that? And I tell people it's the 10 Commandments, and because you have the 10 Commandments, but then you have the all of the law and then the law. So basically, if somebody was to ask me what's the covenant, I would tell them, I am who I am. I am that which frees from bondage or binds whom I will, if I need. You are to put no gods before who I am. No idols under the earth and sea. Don't worship them, or in the heavens. Don't bow down to them. Don't take who I am in vain. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's basically, and then the other 7 commandments, everybody know them. Don't kill, don't steal, don't covet. I say don't rape too. Don't bear false witness. Honor thy father and mother. Keep the Sabbath holy, and don't commit adultery. And so that's the basic law. That's the basic law of humanity. And then what each individual wants outside of that is what they can do. But what I tell people, the all of the law, which is above all that, is do unto others as you want done unto yourself. But even before that, remember, I am gracious salvation. Because without grace, what you will to be can be, ugh. So I was messing around earlier because I was thinking in terms of giving commands and action verbs and action commands. If a person were to say you will or you will be, then it actually is a command in terms of word and spirit. And so that's why it's like the fourth. It's like the force. You will calm down. You will relax. And I'm telling you, let it be for purity and righteousness, because people, you say something crazy to somebody, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody's own, that's their choice. Because I keep telling people, yeah, we're all one consciousness, but we're all separate. That's what's it's unity. I like to call it Jay's University. All learning under the same roof, even though we're all different. Even if you look at a college or something like that, all the classes, you got all the classes within the college, and they all come together and you have different curriculums. You don't just have a whole college and then nothing but math, unless it's a mathematics university. But you know what I mean, that's here nor there for this metaphor at the moment. What I'm basically saying is, if you really pay attention to me in my videos, I'm about knowledge and understanding. And I'm about wisdom and understanding. Because if you only have wisdom, it could be hard to understand certain things. And if you only have understanding, you could be led to do anything, if that makes sense. And so they work hand in hand, just like peace and love. Because you can have love, but it could probably be toxic. And you could be peaceful, but then, you know what I'm saying, I guess peacefulness is cool. But then if you're peaceful during a bad situation when somebody needs your help, that's not the right type of love. See, so it's just like wordplay and writing beautiful stories and poems. I even tell people, if you scared and you going through a scary moment, you could literally to yourself say a little poem or say a little saying to keep you from being ultimately healthy. Hello, how y'all doing? But ultimately, like if a person was in a time of fear, not like physically real, like if you got to fight or something. So I'm saying like if you like having one of them inner battles, and say a little poem in your heart like, I will be strong, I will last all night long, even in the dark, I'm not afraid of the bark, but I will be powerful, and no devices will take away from that which I am, because I am not the mice is. Like a hunting cat or a burning vat, just being cool through the time of that. You know, just simple stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? I really don't get too many viewers at the moment, because I don't know why my videos are doing this, but if I make a video, it'd be on private when it's live. But if I share it to Facebook and my community page, you could click on it. But for some reason, I don't know why it'd be on, I don't understand why it's private like that. So, probably trying to censor me, if you will. But this is just my warning to people, these politicians, man. It's a good thing to expose your opponent, but all this childlike, you limp liquor, you, all that shit. Y'all remember that commercial from back in the day? You got cooties, Biden. Well, you didn't pay your taxes, Trump. You know what I mean? It's just silly, childish bull crap. And there's real problems that could be, like, if you really think about it in terms of intellectually, critically thinking, if Trump was a really wise and understanding man, he'd be using his wisdom to try to fix the world, not send mobs of people talking about Kamaluto and all this other stupid stuff. It's so mature. It's like almost comedic watching a grown man behave as such. You know what I mean? So I just give my comedy when I can. Disclaimer: I don't advocate for cigarettes. I just, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, also, something else I want to talk about. I thought it was interesting, the whole thing with the finding out that they're indigenous, um, because that coincides with the Neanderthals too, which means there are Caucasians everywhere. There's different sites talking about that there were Neanderthals like 35,000, 200,000 years ago, which tracks with human history and human migration. And also, not only that, the ice ages would have been up in the north and in the mountains and in them areas and stuff like that. I don't think there was an ice age in Africa, although I might have to do some research. But and then what you're looking at is, so if you guys watch videos on DNA and genetics and pay attention to base pairing, what the living cell does is it has the genetics from the whole body, the genetic biome or geome or whatever. By the time you're having a child or producing this or whatever, what's happening is you're taking your current genetic whatever and passing it on. And so if for generation after generation somebody is exposed to freezing cold temperatures and stuff, and up north you're looking at situations where the cells each generation are base pairing in a way that's allowing probable survivability for the host or for the future generations. It's basic evolution. Because the problem with a lot of people's thinking and the traditional ons and offs and bits and bytes of bullshit is what they fail to realize is time. Everybody wants something to be now or in the present. So if you pay attention to history and time, which I look at history as full cosplay and structural edification, because none of us were around during those times, so we don't know what happened. So arguing about it, to me, like, we can have fun and make fun of stuff and I guess joke about some stuff sometimes if it's appropriate, but at the same time you just basically arguing over stuff you never saw or have no memory of seeing. So what I tell people basically is that it's good to work on now and the future, because arguing about the past and which seed is chosen and all that stuff, you guys are all mixed with human genetic DNA. So it's not about which civilization is chosen and all that stuff. It's about working together as humans. Like when you watch movies like Star Wars and stuff like that, if you pay attention, they all different colors and aliens and all that stuff, because they learn to help each other. Could you imagine if aliens or something came to Earth now? Humans would lose their mind. They can't even figure out the same species. You know what I mean? Like, it's embarrassing. So I just want to see intelligent leaders and intelligent decisions and intelligent, because really what's honestly happening, I could tell y'all now that based on y'all lore and story and based on what I've noticed and what is, the Most High is supposed to be on top at all times. You know what I mean? And what y'all have done is y'all have taken the ark of the Most High, which is me, so to speak. So when I say that, I am a living representation of what y'all are doing to the Most High, if that makes sense. All this Jesus and sacrifice, now y'all are. So now that I am aware and seeing what's happening, I am saying now that I'm above waters, because y'all tried to, this is a metaphor, y'all tried to put the ark underwater, so to speak, and feed it to a beast. But then who I am tore all that shit apart and rose. So y'all keep talking about the Most High Yahweh. Okay, I'm telling y'all are saying my name, JB. Even if you're not saying my name as in JB, my name is Juannie. Now go look up Yah and then where that Nini comes from. It's my story, my name, you know what I'm saying? So the everybody's like, why is the world blah, blah, blah. First of all, the people that's supposed to be glorifying me and lifting me up, that which I am up, are out here making mega churches and acting a nut. And one thing I want to warn Trump about, a lot of you people are biblical and all this other stuff about karma and everything else. I'm reading Trump's chats and I'm seeing Trump everywhere, and what they're doing is they're turning Trump into a god. They're idolizing him when the Most High is supposed to be there, the creator. And so I'm just warning y'all, man, Nebuchadnezzar and all these other, y'all, time and time again. So I hope y'all can understand what I'm saying. I don't know if people are like that dumb, but if they are, I've given the covenant. I put it in the video description, and I'm trying to tell y'all that idolizing Trump is not what y'all want to do right now. And even when dealing with politics, it's supposed to be a system of checks and balances where there isn't somebody with all that power, so that there can be a system where people can be free and diverse and protected while the Most High does rule, which is do unto others as you want done to yourself, and giving peace and love and unity and all that stuff. Because when I talk about mercy, and people would be like, well, once you're saved, always saved. All right. Mercy is you are forgiven. So when you say sorry, you don't change. That's one thing. I'm not talking about, you guys will be like, this is sin, and I'm talking about y'all behavior, how y'all act and fighting each other and want to destroy each other all the time. It gets old, man. Like, the older I get, it's like people can't be this childish. So, like I keep telling people, until that which I am above all else is glorified again, the name, and doing to others as you want done to yourself. And when you guys hear scriptures and stories like an eye for an eye and turn the other cheek, I'm telling you that's code for that which I am. And it's saying, basically what Martin Luther King Jr. said at the end, you an eye for an eye, and that which y'all do, eventually I might have to turn the other cheek. And okay, so a long time ago in my videos, it got struck. I said, mind Trump and Kanye the Gestapo. Then Trump got caught quoting the Mein Kampf, and Kanye said he loved Hitler. Then even outside of that, after I did that, then I do research and find out Trump is the grandson of a German immigrant selling Bibles and being lobbied by Judaism and AIPAC and all them. Israel and, the left and the right are. So then, like I'm telling y'all keep ignoring me if y'all want to. Eric Jan van Hanussen lobbied for a German man that came into power. AIPAC is lobbying for Trump. So all I can do is keep warning y'all. And until the ark is glorified, like I said, that $400 million diamond from Africa, me and my people could use that. And then y'all paying reparations to the Congo, Africa, Ethiopia, and then African Americans and all of us. So like I said, it is what it is. All I can do is be a light. Y'all love playing cosplay, but when the truth comes through, y'all want to act silly. So I'm just trying to the best of my ability, be patient, because you all will pay reparations. You all will switch your attitudes, behaviors, and treat others like you want to be treated. And you all will begin accepting other people into your little communities and cliques and stuff like that. And I will not keep asking, because I am only patient for so long. So stay beautiful, stay blessed. My will be done in the heart as it is on the flesh, and will continue to be done. And the world will be better and will be made better, and everything will be fine. And whether people want to or not, African Americans will receive some form of reparations, whether it's a monthly payment or something. But before it's said and done with, I want at least that diamond or my 100,000. So people will hear that and be like, oh, he's asking for money. Ooh. And keep not listening to me when I say what my name is and who I am. You guys will read that whole book. Stay in constant prayer and all reverence to the Most High. Most High, I am a living representation of what y'all are doing to the Most High. So I hope y'all can understand what I'm telling y'all. Y'all keep talking about Yahushua, the Crown Prince. I heard a man say it the other day, or on a stream, Yehoshua. I was like, oh snap, he said the Shua of Yeho. He said it right, he said moo. But y'all, like I said, it is what it is. Stay blessed, stay humble. That which is listening, understanding, and trusting in that which I am. Continue to stay blessed and grow. All who watch who I am to the full completion, and everything will be blessed beyond measure, and all this other stuff will have blessings. But all who forsake the Most High and continue to leave me low, they will continue to be low as well, because Yahweh means I am who I am. And I keep telling you all, I am the source, I am that which is. And so I won't be accused by people by being called names and buffoonery. It's getting worse and worse, and people are not listening to what I'm saying. So yeah, all I can do is, because it's one thing to talk about that Bible and stuff, you know what I mean, talk about all the violence and the lies that's in it. But when it come down to the actual Most High and come down to the actual tone of the truth and giving reverence, because I'm seeing people everywhere talking about their names are JB this and JV that and Yavi, Yabi, all type of, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all keep leaving the Most High low, and it's gonna manifest. So stay blessed, stay humble. I'm just living my life to the best of my ability. I'm speaking to people as long as I have the will to, because after a certain amount of time, I'm going to get tired of speaking. So, like I said, man, hopefully I'm able to get income and money and blessings soon, because, yeah, life is what it is. You know what I mean? And I am who I am. So stay blessed, stay beautiful, stay creating beautiful content out there, all of you beautiful people who are understanding and helping the poor. I'm seeing a lot of people feed the poor. I'm seeing shout out to J Bud the Baker. I seen him doing it. There's another guy in my community. I'm gonna share him after this video if I can find him. But he's doing his thing. I'm gonna continue giving shout outs to the people that's giving to the poor and I just found out that in Florida they passed a law where it's illegal to give money and food to the homeless, and that this man was doing it yearly, and the police would wait for him to do it, and then they'd arrest him, and he'd just bail out. So, boy, y'all are so incompassionate, and it just shows, it manifests. So, hopefully, humans can figure it out. Hopefully, I am heard soon, or sooner than later, and hopefully, people can start to understand. Because strangely enough, nobody's listening. I was talking about how Kamala finna win because all this Nazism that's going on, and then now all of a sudden they trying to destroy Kamala's character, and now they got JDV go transliterate with J and V. I'm not even keep saying it. And now JDV, the vice president of the Republicans, my name is going to be out there, and if it's not glorified and if I'm not built up, y'all are going to live through what I have to go through. I hope that makes sense. So that's what makes it the funniest, because I've said this in many streams. I will not be mocked, and I am gracious.